One big announcement. If you're not on my email list and you would like to be on my email list, because this weekend on Sunday, I have a newsletter that drops every Sunday, and this will be an official invitation to you. I'm doing a retreat at the first weekend of February. It is a yoga and baking weekend retreat. We will be baking together, we'll be doing yoga together. And we're doing it, I have a new space. I have a space up in Heber City, and this will be my inaugural retreat up there. So it's February 6th through the 8th. All the info is in that newsletter that's coming out. I'll probably have some flyers at some point out here. But it should be a lot of fun. So we shall begin. We'll start in mountain pose. Hello. Just make your way up to the top of your mat. We'll begin our practice here. And like always, we'll start with a few deep breaths. Nice full inhale, filling up your lungs. Letting it all go with your exhale. Another full breath in. Just feel the expansiveness in your lungs. And exhale. And just continue with slow, steady breaths here. Just tuning in, making your full arrival. As you're breathing in and out, just get a good sense of what it feels like to breathe in, how your body responds to the in-breath, and paying attention to each exhale. Letting it go. Moving inward. Taking this journey inside of self. Good. And as you continue to make this connection, also connect with your body. Feel free to move, shift, a little stretch, light movements to assess how you're feeling at this moment. A little movement of head and neck just to check with any stiffness. Rolling of your shoulders. Just work your way down your body. Your hips, your back, your legs, your feet. Okay. Even your elbows, your hands, fingers. We'll be focusing on our upper body today, so just get a good sense of how you're feeling in your upper body. And just continue to breathe in and out. We'll make another connection with your core, your center. So on your next breath in, just feel your breath rising upward, filling up your lungs. Keeping that uplifting sensation, exhale and draw or pull your belly button in towards your spine so you feel that light contraction of your abdominal muscles as we engage the abdominal lock. That will certainly assist us in our movement today. This core connection, this space of power, strength, and energy. So let's do that again. Another full breath in, filling up your lungs. And exhale, pull belly in. Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock. Let's just take 3 more breaths. Now generating an energy to prepare your body to move. Good. And when you're ready, inhale, extend both arms out and up. Good stretch, reach high. And exhale, fold forward so we're hinging at the hips, softening your knees as you carefully guide your way down towards your toes. Then inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or even higher up to your knees or thighs. Rise up halfway, then exhale, slide back down to your forward fold. Now you might touch your toes or the ground, but of course you don't have to. You can modify that posture, letting your hands rest on your shins, your knees, or maybe you have a couple of blocks up in front of you and just resting your hands on your blocks. Wherever you are, just notice how this feels, where sensation is showing up for you. Most notably, probably a stretch through your hamstrings, your lower glutes, down your back. Check in with shoulders again. Maybe another circle of your shoulders, a few times backward and then forward. There, good. And 2 more breaths while in this standing forward fold. Then shift your weight into your heels. Bend your knees to lower your hips like you're about to sit down into a low chair. Start lifting upper body to extend spine. And with an inhale, reach out with your arms and all the way up as you stand up tall. Reach with the sky. With your exhale, you can bring your palms together down to your heart, or you can finish by bringing your arms down to your side. Either one, mountain pose. All right, let's just repeat our half salute. We'll inhale, reach both arms up. And exhale, leading with your heart, fold forward. Again, soft knees as you guide your way down. And inhale, rise up halfway. Good length of spine. Feel like you're coming forward through the crown of your head. Exhale, again, slide back down like you're melting back into this pose. Standing forward fold. Again, shifting weight into your heels. Bend your knees to lower hips. We'll inhale and float all the way back up. Reaching high. Energy in your hands and fingers. Then exhale, either hands to heart or arms down to your side. Another pause, take a breath. Good. We'll just continue. We'll add on to this sequence. And of course, a reminder to you, this is your practice. Move as you need to move. Since we are working upper body, certainly modify any poses that we do. Here we go. Inhale, reaching into the air. And exhale, swan dive forward, going at your own pace. Take your time if you need to. Pause in any poses if you like. Inhale, rise up halfway. Long spine. And our exhale, all the way down we go. Bend your knees enough so you can place your hands on the floor or on your mat near the top edge of your mat. And then walk or step or even hop both feet to the back end of your mat. And just lower your hips just to shoulder level. Not too low, not too high. We're going to hold here for a moment. So our first upper body strengthening position, plank pose. Push into the earth with the hands. Feel as if you're trying to push the ground away from you. Feel the energy in your whole upper body. We'll take a breath in and exhale. Bend your knees, keep them bent as you send your hips into the air while your head and chest is dipped between the arms. If you need to, make some adjustments with your feet on your mat, even your hands on your mat. And just notice how this feels, how you are in the posture. Feel free just to hold in stillness as you assess how this feels in your body, or add movement like pedaling your feet if you'd like, stretching your toes, your calves, any other movement in your body, bending your knees, shifting your hips. And if you need to, you can always rest. You can just bring your knees to the floor, rest, come off the hands. Moving from here, full breath in, filling up your lungs. Exhale, bend knees, walk, step or hop both feet. Return to the top of your mat. You'll be in forward fold. Inhale, extend through spine, halfway lift. And a fold. Weight shift into your heels, bend your knees. We'll inhale, come all the way up. Another big stretch, good energy in your arms, hands, and fingers. Exhale, we'll take chair pose or a chair-like position. As if you're sitting back and down into your seat. You can keep it high if you'd like. Or even a little lower if you want to work the legs. Let's breathe in. Good. Exhale, we'll dive out of our chair, down towards toes. Forward fold. Release your head. Take a peek between your knees so you can see the wall behind you. Then inhale, rise up halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold. All the way down we go. Bend your knees. Plant your hands into the earth. Hop or step back into plank pose. We're going to pause and plank again. Pushing into the earth. Strong upper body. So feel the energy and strength in your arms, straight and strong. Even feel like you're holding on to something between your arms, between your forearms, as they kind of squeeze towards center. Now you can take another shortcut to down dog if you'd like, or with your exhale, finish the push-up, coming down to Chaturanga Dandasana. You can certainly bring knees to the floor first, and then lower yourself down, bending the elbows, belly, then chest. Then inhale, create a back bend. It could be a low cobra. Sphinx, or upward facing dog, and then finishing your way into downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, once you've established your connection to the pose, adjusting your feet, adjusting your hands, let's pay attention to the hands again. Here, you want to spread out your fingers pretty wide if you can. And then, just as we did in plank pose, feel the energy in your inner arms, hugging inward, but also do that with your hands. Feel the pressure towards your thumbs and index fingers. Press more towards your inner palm. Now inhale, extend right leg into the air. Reach. You don't have to lift high, just a good extension up and back, but also still paying attention to the hands on the floor, pushing the ground away from you. Roll inward towards thumbs, inner energy in the arms. Inhale again. Exhale, send right foot to the top of the mat or just behind right hand. Once you've landed, we'll turn that back leg so we get the left heel to the floor. Be sure to shift your body weight back so you can really plant that foot into the ground. Light hands so you can hinge your way up, so we're in Warrior One. So reaching up nice and high, even if you take the arms wide or even bend your elbows. Just something very energetic here. This is fine, just like this. Open the hands, feel the energy here. Just feel if you've got soft fingers or elbows or shoulders, okay? Just kind of activate, okay? We're going to inhale. And exhale, hinge and fold. Bring hands to the floor, slide or pull right foot back. There's plank pose. Another pause, good strength. Hips a little higher. Yeah, just about shoulder level. Feel like you're creating a flat, level tabletop position. So not too low at the hips, not too high. Strong. Okay, you can take another shortcut to down dog or finish the full vinyasa. Coming down to chaturanga. Find a back bend, perhaps up dog or cobra. And again, finishing in down dog. I'm going to give these cues, again, about hands. Spread out your fingers. Press more towards thumbs and index fingers. Energy in your inner arms. Also check in with your head and chest. Can you sink the chest between the arms a little deeper? Even look at your feet and feel as if you're sending your chest toward your toes. Let's do the other side. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Keep that good extension. Palms flatly pressed into the floor. Press more towards inner palm. Inhale. Exhale, send left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel to the earth behind you. Shifting weight back. Plug it in. Find your center and balance. And rise up. Same thing here. Good reach straight up. Or open it up. Or bent elbows. Just very active. Yes. Very energetic in our upper body today. There it is. We'll inhale, re-extend arms if they were bent. Exhale, fold, back down to the floor. Slide, left foot back, plank pose. Just go ahead and complete the sequence here. Either a shortcut or a full flow, making it to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, just take a breath. Let's come down to our knees. Sit back into hero, just so we can take a little break. Since we're going to be doing a lot of planks, down dogs, and some other postures, it's a lot of pressure on the wrist, right? That force flex position, okay? So at any time in practice, if you need to rest, so you can rest your wrist, do a counter pose. Flip the wrist the other way. Maybe a gentle press into the floor or into opposite hands. For me, just circling the wrist and wiggling fingers just kind of helps me, okay? Just do whatever works for you if your wrists get fatigued or tired, especially in those forced flex positions, okay? All right, let's go ahead and sit off to the side. Let's swing the legs around to the front here. Let's go ahead and lie down for a moment. Down onto the back and bring knees with you. Hugging them in, add some movement, return to the sensation of breathing in and out. Since your feet are free, maybe circle the ankles, just as we circled the wrist to relieve them. Okay, circle the ankles, loosening them up. Flex your feet, point your toes. That's another nice way to activate the feet. It also activates the legs. And you'll feel that in a moment once we get into boat pose. But first, let's step into bridge. Let's plant the feet into the ground. With a breath in, fill up your lungs. Exhaling like we did earlier, engaging your core center, and then peeling the hips up off the ground. And just lifting. You can lift until you come to a natural stop. You can certainly go down or land lower, just to the place that feels correct and good for you. You can always take the feet a little wider. For me, it gives me more space in my hips and low back so I can actually lift up a little higher. And for more upper body opening for that back bend feel, you might rock your upper body left and right several times, getting your shoulders underneath you, your arms a bit underneath you. And then for continued support of the upper body, bend your elbows so your arms are at 90 degrees and press into the floor. Why don't you all do that? Because this is going to be helpful later. So bend your elbows, arms at 90 degrees like robot arms, and push into the floor with the backs of your arms. You'll feel your triceps, shoulders, maybe your elbows even, pushing into the floor. All right, another very active pose. Let's breathe in, fill yourself up, exhale, and start to soften. And wiggle the feet forward a little bit. Extend your arms into the air. That should get the shoulders out from underneath you now. And then roll all the way down to the floor. Let's deactivate and stretch. Extend the legs out in front of you. Reach the arms behind you. A breath or two here. The disengaging feeling coming out of that very active pose. And just getting ready for our next active pose, which will be boat. So you can draw knees in if you'd like, rock your way up to seated, or roll to your side and press yourself up to seated. As you know, I like to start seated with knees bent, heels on the floor. I'll hold on to the knees just to help extend spine, get that lift and lengthen. Okay, and lock it with the exhale. Uddiyana Bandha, just like you did in that standing position. Engaging the abdominal lock and then leaning back, finding the tension you want to create. Okay. We can add on by lifting the feet. This is the activation here. So flexing feet or pointed toes will just keep the legs strong. You can hold on. You can certainly free the hands. You can extend the legs, keep them bent. So lots of variations. And you can always kind of move freely through them. All right, so just paying attention to your core strength, the stability of your body in this pose. Let's move. We'll breathe in and exhale. Cross legs, either hands in front or to the side. So you can unfold, get the legs back out behind you. Plank pose, same thing. Push into the earth. Strong arms, straight arms, hug to midline. Belly button pulling up towards spine, just like you did in boat. Okay, let's all take a shortcut to down dog. Soft knees, hips to sky. Make an adjustment with your feet and your hands. Be sure fingers are spread out wide. Press more towards thumbs and index fingers. Feel the biceps squeeze towards each other. Look at your toes, look at your feet, and feel like your chest is moving down towards your feet. So your chest will sink a little deeper between the arms. That'll add a bit of a pinch or just kind of a locked sensation in the shoulders. If that's the case, just notice that, but then soften it by moving upper back forward slightly. Okay, let's continue. Inhale, extend right leg up. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, back to warrior one. Left heel to the earth, grounded and balanced. We'll rise up. And exhale, opening to warrior two. Adjusting your feet. Strong foundation here, nice and tall. There we go. So building endurance just by holding arms out like this. And then our side angle, just reach forward, good. We'll rotate the arms, reach high and low. Holding here for just a moment so you feel the opening up through the chest and hips. Stay here, but bring left hand down behind you, just to your low back or even your left hip. If you have some mobility in the shoulder, give it a few circles. Roll it back a couple times, and then hold it back. Pull it back towards the hallway that's behind you and feel like your heart is moving towards the windows. Even feel like your upper back and the back of your head are leaning back towards the hallway or into an imaginary wall. We'll inhale, re-extend the left arm up. Exhale, we'll turn and fold, hands to the floor. Let's step back into plank pose. Hold for a moment. Establish that realignment. Shortcut to down dog. Soft knees, hips to sky.
Keep knees bent, chest sinks until you get that locked kind of feeling in the chest and shoulders, and then send the upper back forward slightly. We'll inhale, extend left leg into the air, we're flowing. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the earth. We're finding that center and balance. Rise up when you're ready. And your exhale, opening to warrior two. Adjusting your feet for a strong foundation. There you go. Outstretched arms, energy in hands and fingers. Feel as if you really are trying to touch the wall in front of you and the wall behind you. Okay, side angle, let's set it up, shifting forward. Rotate here. Keep the arms extended initially. As you open up. Good. Yes, now we'll bring right hand down behind you or to right hip. If you have mobility in that right shoulder, give it a few circles, loosening it up, and then pull it back and hold it back as your heart opens. Feel as if your heart, even your hips, your pelvis is pushing forward, back of your head, and your upper back leaning back and into an imaginary wall. We'll inhale, re-extend, right arm up. Exhale, turn and fold. Hands return to the earth. Slide left foot back, plank pose. Brief pause for realignment. And then finish your push-up if you'd like, or you can take another shortcut. Moving through your full vinyasa, perhaps up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just make your arrival in the pose. We're going to return to standing, so next exhale, walk, step, or hop. Both feet return to the top of your mat. Here's our forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Crown leads you forward. Exhale, fold. Soft knees. We'll inhale, come all the way up to standing. We're going to keep this moving. Reach high, big stretch. Energy in the hands and arms. Exhale, let's bring the arms out and down slowly. And then down behind you. Reach into the back corners of your mat. Okay, again, active hands. You can see my hands are opened here, reaching back to those back corners of the mat. Okay, it could be wide, it could be close, but do feel, whatever width you have here, do feel like you're holding on to something and you're squeezing it. Okay, straight arms, you're going to activate through the triceps there. Active hands, yes. And you're opening up through the chest. Okay, if you can, go ahead and interlace fingers. This is an option for now. Interlace. Reach down with your knuckles towards your heels. It'll drop the shoulders, but then roll shoulders back, pull back, squeeze shoulder blades together as you're able. A couple more breaths. Okay, there's just another option because you can keep this one. This is fine for what we're doing today. Okay, we'll go ahead and release. We'll inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, lead with heart, fold forward. Always okay to soften the knees as you fold here. Inhale, rise up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor, hop or step back, plank pose. Let's bring right knee to the floor directly underneath the hip. Swing the right foot off to the right side, making a kickstand. Let's reopen the body towards the windows for a side plank variation since we have the knee on the floor, just to give us a little bit more balance and stability. But just like your side angle pose, the standing position, keep sending the heart forward. Even push your pelvis forward, like you're wearing a belt and pushing the belt buckle forward. And with this left arm, let's go ahead and extend it overhead, reaching towards the front of the room, reaching through your fingertips. It's okay if your elbow bends here. Just keep the arm, hand, and fingers active. We'll breathe in. Good job. Exhale, we'll turn or return to the floor with the left hand. Bring your left knee down to the floor next to the other. Bring that kickstand back in. If you need to rest, get off the hands. You can certainly do that. Or cat-cow, or both if you need to rest. Let's just get a little mobility through the spine and pelvis. A couple breaths. Okay, and just kind of pop up onto the tiptoes again, lift both knees so you return to that plank pose, just to re-energize here for a moment. Strong arms, hugging in towards midline. Let's do the other side, so left knee to the floor. We'll swing it off to the side. And open up. Once you kind of found your balance, getting that back foot in place, push pelvis forward, or imagine you've got a belt and you're pushing your belt buckle forward as your upper back and the back of your head lean back into an imaginary wall. Reach overhead with right hand, reach through fingertips. Okay, even if elbow needs to bend, no worries, still a very active arm. We'll breathe in and our exhale to return to the floor. Right hand, right knee, bring kickstand back in. Rest if you need to. We'll do that together in a moment. But cat-cow, just to realign the spine, get that mobility back in the spine and pelvis. Maybe 2 or 3 like this. And then go ahead and take your rest, sit back into hero, and any relief work you want to do for your wrist. While you're doing that, let me just show you a couple things. I've been giving you some verbal cues, but let me show you what I've been suggesting as well. So in down dog, well, I'll just show you here. Of course, this is pretty straightforward. Spread out your fingers, okay? And in down dog especially, we have a tendency to kind of roll out to our outer hand, okay? Roll out here, it creates a gap or space here. Sometimes the elbow bends. I'm exaggerating this, but sometimes this happens, okay? So we're gonna kind of pull all that back in towards midline. Flat palm, press more towards thumb and index finger. Roll in, press inward, okay? Just to give you some good stability and strength, okay? We have soft knees and down dog. That allows your hips to continue lifting upward, pushing into the floor, and then there's that sinking sensation. I was saying, send your head and chest towards your feet, okay? If you've got pretty flexible shoulders, maybe you probably can go pretty deep here. Now, this is pretty deep for me, but it's not comfortable. I'm really pinched in my shoulders. So if that's you, okay, soften that up by sending your upper back forward. So you can have some mobility in the shoulders. With here, you're pretty locked. There's no mobility. Send them forward. But it can be a nice little stretch. Okay, we don't have to stay there too long because sometimes we lock into our shoulders. I'm going to give you another little cue to get out of our shoulders, okay? So let's get into that again. So back to a plank pose. Actually, go right into down dog. So hands out front, tuck toes, lift knees and hips, okay? We'll start with the hands again. Spread out your fingers. Just notice, do you feel more weight rolling towards pinky or can you roll back in towards thumb? Straight arms, okay? Bend your knees a little bit more, softer knees, send hips a little higher. That might allow your chest to sink towards your toes. And just notice when that's really deep for you, okay? And then soften it by sending your upper back towards me, just a little bit, not too far. So you feel like you've got a little bit more mobility and space in the shoulders, okay? One more breath, and on the exhale, towards the end of that exhale, come back down to your knees, sit back into hero, okay? Good, very nice, okay? So one last thing, because like I said, sometimes in down dog, especially if we're kind of moving pretty quickly and not paying close attention, it's easy to kind of drop and collapse into our shoulders, especially if there's some kind of dynamic, quick movement like this, like I'll do a windmill out of here right into down dog, blunk. We drop right in the shoulder sometimes, okay? So just be mindful of that. But since we're really concentrating on that sensation and stability, I'm gonna have you sink just to feel it, get out of it, and help stabilize it. You're gonna bend your elbows a little bit, not too much, I'm exaggerating it here, but then squeeze elbows towards each other, okay? Like they were like scooping up something, if that makes sense. Scoop. That makes sense? This kind of motion, okay? And it transfers energy from here, especially if we're dropped into our shoulders, to here, into your back, your latissimus muscles. And you'll feel the difference, okay? So let's do that again. Back to our down dog. Spread out fingers, all those same cues that you now know. Then that careful sinking of chest towards feet until you get that locked sensation. Then send upper back forward a little bit to soften. Bend elbows slightly, scoop, squeeze, bend elbows towards each other. And see if there's a transfer of sensation from shoulders more towards your back, okay, your lats, down, just
in this case, above your armpits. See if you can hold that, and then inhale, extend right leg up. See if you can kind of hold. It's gonna feel very different. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Okay. Inhale. Good job. Exhale. Right foot to the top of the mat. Let's just flow. Left heel to the earth. Plunk. Shift. Weight to balance. Rise up. Exhale. Open warrior 2. Okay. We're gonna reverse the warrior. So we're gonna do that thing that I just showed you. Okay. We're gonna windmill into a down dog. Okay. And just see what happens as you get into that down dog. So windmill all the way out, plant the hands, slide right foot back, hips high, glunk, right into down dog, okay? And just notice if you kind of went right into that locked shoulder position. That's okay, okay? Just be aware of that and then get out of that locked position. Bend elbows slightly, hug in, scoop in with elbows, like you're picking up something with your elbows. Keep that sensation. Inhale, extend left leg up, reach and hold. Okay, notice if you've dropped into your shoulders or elbows. Bend your elbows, squeeze them in. Yes, inhale, it's harder. Exhale, left foot to the top of the mat, I guarantee it. Right heel to the earth, shifting weight back. It's just a different sensation. Rising up, exhale, open warrior 2. Okay, then go ahead and reverse your warrior. We're gonna do the exact same thing. Okay, that windmill, that dynamic move, out of the pose, around and down to the floor, step back, down dog, hips to sky. Notice when the chest sinks, what happens to the shoulders. And then just make an adjustment. Okay, soft, send upper back forward slightly, bend elbows a little bit, squeeze them in. All right, bring knees to the floor and sit back into child's pose, actually child's pose. Start with your arms out in front of you. You might take the knees wide. Take the arms out in front of you for a light stretch or initial stretch, but that certainly does put more, keeps energy in the shoulders. So let's rest the shoulders by coming to embryo pose. So bring your arms around down by your side, like you're reaching for your feet or ankles. And just let your arms and shoulders relax, just drop. Yeah, there you go. Take some breaths. That's it, just to give some relief to the shoulders, upper body. We'll take about 3 more breaths here. Take your time. Stay right where you are, but to come out of this pose, just drag your hands forward, okay, until they're at the top of the mat or in front of you, palms down. Spread out the fingers, but set your elbows on the floor. And then come up to elbows and knees, maybe something like this, elbows and knees. Now you can keep the arms parallel like this or bring the hands a little closer to each other so you have more of a triangle shape with the arms. Just be sure your elbows aren't too wide. Okay, and then step the legs back, step your feet back onto the floor so your knees are off the ground. So you're in a forearm plank pose. Now again, your arms can be parallel to one another like railroad tracks. That way you might be able to get them to track a little bit more underneath the shoulders, so shoulder to elbow, and have a nice 90-degree angle, or you might have a bit of an angled arm. The elbows might be out a little bit. Okay, rest, bring knees to the floor, sit back into hero pose. Knees to the floor, sit back. Alrighty, so in that forearm plank, we're going to do that again, but you're going to do a couple things just so you feel the difference. So once you're here, a couple things. One, just allow your back to collapse. Blunk, okay? And then push away, okay? Pushing elbows into the floor to help broaden your back. And once you're here, notice, because I can feel it, I'm putting a lot of pressure in my elbows, but I really want more weight up here towards my hands, less in my elbows. So a shift forward. Okay, just be aware if you're way back and putting too much weight in the elbows, shift forward. Okay, so 2 things. Let's come back out to our forearm plank.
Are you feeling it in your
Uh-huh. Okay, let's come back up to forearm plank. Here, again, parallel or bring hands in. Either one's fine for this. And if you can, kind of feel your upper back collapse, drop. And then push into the floor with the arms to broaden the back, like you're rounding your back. Yes. Okay. And just notice where the pressure is in your arms. If it's weighted more in your elbows, shift forward. You might need to tiptoe forward a little bit just to get a little bit more weight towards hands, less in the elbows. There's still weight on the elbows, but less, hopefully. And again, yeah, hips high, or at least shoulder level, maybe slightly higher than shoulders, just so there's less pressure in the elbows. So here's our forearm plank. Good job. Okay. Bring your knees to the floor, come back up onto your hands, return to down dog. Down dogs. Go ahead, yeah, start by spreading out your fingers, plant, roll in towards thumbs, lift the knees. Okay, we're flowing again. Inhale, extend right leg up. Right foot to the top. Let's go to a high lunge this time, shifting the weight back towards that lifted left heel. We're gonna rise up here. Reaching high, lunging low. Stay here, but you're gonna bend elbows. Goalposts pull back, so you can just engage or squeeze shoulder blades together so you really feel that engagement across the upper back. And it opens up through the chest a little bit. Okay, we're gonna inhale, re-extend arms. Exhale, fold. Hands to the floor, just step back into down dog. Notice if you collapse or sink into the shoulders. Soften that up a little bit. Let's just do the other side, same thing. Inhale, extend left leg up. Left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge, right heel stays lifted. It just keeps everything nicely aligned. Throughout the body as we rise up, reach high, lunge low. Same thing, bend elbows. Active in the hands and arms, pull back a little bit. It's like you're walking through a doorway and trapped your arms on the door jamb there. Squeezing shoulder blades together, activation. Okay, here we go. Inhale, re-extend, up, fold. Hands to the floor, step right back down dog. Okay, if you've ever taken a forest yoga class, there's a pose that Anna Forrest teaches. She calls it turbo dog. So we almost did it, okay? So we're here with straight arms. We're gonna let the elbows bend, even point out a little bit, but then really scoop. If you can peek up here, you can see I'm almost in dolphin, halfway in dolphin, halfway in down dog. Bent elbows significantly, squeezing in towards midline, holding on for dear life. Then set the elbows down. You'll be in dolphin. Okay, hold that for just a second because I'm going to give you some cues here. Let's bring knees to the floor. Sit back into hero. Okay, so let me just show you that turbo dog. So it's really bending the elbows, hugging them in, squeeze. You're going to feel this all through here. Straight arm down dog, sunken chest, locked shoulders, sending them forward, unlocking the shoulders. I'm bending elbows, let them point out, squeeze in, but I'm low to the ground. Setting them down. Now, once we get here, you can even set your knees down and get the elbows down. But once we're here, let's do this version. We're going to bring your hands together, fold fingers. Okay, just a different sensation, might even take some of the pressure off the shoulders. Okay, so folded hands, triangle shape in the arms. Not too wide because you're going to lose your balance. Hug them in, a little tighter, okay? And once we're here, tuck toes, shifting. I'm not going to collapse. Broad, shift. Like my nose is right at fists, right there. Lift knees. Stepping forward. I want my weight to be forward. Not so much in the elbow. So be aware if you're way back here. Okay, see if you can step forward or just try to shift forward as much as you can. Because you're really setting yourself up for a forearm balance. This is just a prep pose. Dolphin is actually a nickname for
Pincha Mayurasana, okay, which is a forearm balance. Okay, and that's what you're setting yourself up for, okay? So let's come back out to, what do we do?
Let's actually just stay on your knees and bring the elbows and hands to the floor. We'll set up for dolphin. Fold fingers. Be aware if you've got a sunken back or a broad back. Broaden the back, engaging. Shifting head or shifting body forward so maybe your nose is at fist level. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, tiptoe forward a little bit. Keeping that weight and energy forward towards fists. Yes. Okay, you can relax your head here. If you can, yeah, you can drop the head. You can look at your feet. Yeah, there you go. That's dolphin. Okay, it's Ardha Pincha Mayurasana, or half forearm balance pose. Inhale, extend right leg into the air. Exhale, hold. Just keep lifting, extending, shifting weight forward. Okay, you're almost at that forearm balance. Bring the foot down. Can you do the other side? Okay. There you go. All right, rest. Bring the foot down, come down to child's pose. Good. Relax your arms by bringing them down to your side if you'd like. By your side for embryo to relax shoulders. Okay. So good. So lots of engagement in the upper body to help with postures like dolphin that's prepping you for a forearm balance. Similar techniques would be used for getting ready for handstand, even headstand. 3 more breaths here. Okay, we're going to drag the hands forward again. Flat palms. Come up to hands and knees. Tuck toes. Cat, cow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Hold, cat. This is the broadening of the back. Hold that broadening sensation, core engaged. Lift your knees and hips into the air. Slowly allow the chest to sink between the arms. If you get to that pinching place, send upper back forward a little bit. Bend the elbows slightly, squeeze in towards midline. Okay, then inhale, extend right leg into the air. Hold, keep pushing hands into the floor. Your arms will probably be a little straighter, that's fine. Inhale again. Exhale, right foot to the top of the mat, high lunge. Rising up, reach high lunge low. Hug to midline. Let's bend elbows again. Pull arms back, squeeze to engage upper back. Okay, follow me. We're going to reach up, lift a little bit to unlock the hips. We can pivot and open to a warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, right hand up. Okay, windmill right into plank pose. Hands down on the floor. Step back plank. We're going to right side plank. So we're keeping right hand on the floor, opening up to the left side of the room. Now, the first time we brought right knee to the floor, you can do the same thing. We're not going to hold this too long. It's just some good upper body strengthening, more strength building. Let's breathe in. Exhale, return to plank. Bend knees, hips to sky. Chest sinks. Can you bring elbows to the floor? If you need to bring knees to the floor first, do so. And bring the elbows down. Either parallel arms or fold fingers. Root into the floor with the palms or fists. Shift forward. Engage back. Lift knees so you're moving into dolphin. Sink the head between the arms. See if you can extend right leg into the air. Pushing into the ground with the fists and forearms. Less pressure in the elbows. Bring that foot down. Bring knees to the floor. Okay, come back up onto hands and knees. Down dog. We're doing the other side. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Left foot to the top of the mat, high lunge.
We get a brief breather for the upper body since we're standing, but we're still engaging by bending elbows, pull back, engaging back, opening the chest. Inhale, re-extend, lift a little to unlock the hips. You can easily open to your warrior two, unlocks the hips there. Reverse your warrior. Windmill all the way down.
Plank pose. And then left side plank. So left hand stays on the floor if you can. Legs stay straight. Stack one on top of the other, or stagger the feet one in front of the other. Do be sure the legs are straight. If your knees are bent, you'll wobble and maybe fall. Or bring left knee to the floor. Good. Inhale, nice. Exhale, return to plank pose. Bring knees to the floor. Bring elbows to the floor. Okay, forearms to the floor. Getting ready for dolphin, choose how you want to do it. Dolphin, just be sure you don't have weights shifted back. We want it forward. Broad back, like cat. Even try to do cat pose while you're here. Engaging core. Then tuck toes, lift knees and hips. Let the head and chest sink. See your toes, see your feet. Root into the earth with fists and forearms. And then extend left leg into the air. And we'll bring that foot down, bring the knees down, sit back, child's pose, or embryo.
Good. Rest your shoulders, relieve your wrists, whatever you need to do here. Let the breath assist you. Take deep breaths. Good. Take 3 more breaths. And then return to hero. We're going to do this light stretch. We might even do this on the floor in a different way. Take your left arm, bring it across your body. Right arm, just hook and draw it in. So you get a little pull, so you get a bit of a stretch there. Add movement if that feels good to you. And just find that tension you want to create there. Yeah. It's a lot of work. Okay. And go ahead and release. We'll do the other side. So we'll do it this way. When we lie down, or whenever you lie down, we'll do it in a hugging fashion, like this. And you'll just notice what arm is on top. We'll release and switch. Okay? Alrighty, whenever you're ready, we'll come off of our knees, extend the legs, scoot forward. We'll go ahead and roll back. Bring the knees in. Since we're just sitting on the ankles and feet, maybe give them a little movement there, relieve them. Hugging the knees in. And while you're here, just choose a hip opener that you like to do. It could be happy baby pose, or even just simply taking the legs wide. Happy baby, or cobbler's pose, reclining cobbler's pose. Formal version where you're holding on to the feet, or a more relaxed version where you set the feet onto the ground. Just a hip opener. Could even be reclining pigeon. Getting a little bit of hip relief, some foot relief, knowing you did a lot of work with upper body. Okay, whenever you feel complete with your hip openers, there's no rush. Just create a twist, a spinal twist. You can start with either side, doesn't matter which, whatever just comes naturally to you for your first rotation. So knees to one side, and with the upper body, extend the upper or the opposite arm in that direction. perhaps 3 more breaths on this first side. But of course, you can shorten the time here or lengthen the time on this first side. Whenever you're ready, come back up to neutral and twist to the other direction. And perhaps 3 more breaths. And when you feel complete, come back to center. Now you can just set the feet onto the floor, keep knees bent, or extend the legs out in front of you, either one, so you can do that hug. I'm just going to wrap the arms around you. Find the shoulders even kind of behind or the back of the shoulders here, so you get a little bit of a squeeze. Noticing which arm is on top or closest to your chin. Okay, go ahead and release that hug, open the arms wide, and just switch positions of the arms. And give yourself another hug. And you can release. Now you can just take the arms either just out and down to the side or down by your side or even a little stretch behind you, whatever last few movements you'd like to take here, whether it's to the arms, upper body, or other parts of the body, feel free. But then do find a resting position to finish your moving practice. It could be Shavasana or any other restorative posture. You can even come up to seated for a little silent meditation in stillness if you'd like. and stillness. Just take a deep breath in and out. Just allowing yourself to remain in the moment. A few more moments in your meditation. Stay right where you are. Just take another deep breath. Good. Just feel that breath moving through you, and just continue taking deep breaths, bringing a new energy back into your body. Having charged up our bodies today and just really tapping into our strength, power, the energy within us. So now allowing the breath, prana, to move that strength, powerful energy through you. Knowing, reminding self that you are strong. Take another 5 deep breaths here, feeling that powerful, strengthening energy now turn into movement. Sensing movement return to your body. Breathing in your strength. And when you feel ready, no rush, take your time. Roll to either side of your body. A brief pause in this nurturing position. And then from here, with another breath, rise to seated. Once you're here, sitting up tall, proud, and strong, one last movement together. We'll inhale, extend arms out and up. And exhale, bring palms together and down to your heart. Here, take one more breath in and out on your own. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Namaste.
Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.